Fareed Zakaria, in defense of a liberal education. In Defense of a Liberal Education, written by Fareed Zakaria, makes a compelling argument in favor of retaining the classical liberal education system in U.S. colleges and universities. The book explores the increasing trend of focusing on vocational and job-ready skills in higher education, often overlooking the merits of a broad-based, critical thinking-focused liberal arts approach. Through historical perspectives and comparisons between different education systems and countries, Zakaria sheds light on the relevance and importance of a liberal education in stimulating creativity, innovation, and lifelong learning.
The Endangered Classic Education. The traditional liberal arts education in the U.S. is facing an existential threat as policymakers and parents argue that students must only learn job-related skills. In contrast to other nations that prioritize technology and engineering, the U.S. used to value a well-rounded education. Initially praised by commentator Fareed Zakaria, the current state of affairs presents a dilemma. While nobody disputes the importance of vocation, some believe that learning to think is equally important. The question then becomes, is a liberal arts education an unnecessary luxury or a fundamental pillar of American higher education? Education and democracy. The history of American education is entwined with democracy from the ancient Greeks to modern America. Greek elders believed that education was crucial for participation in a democratic society. Harvard's president, Charles Eliot, revolutionized U.S. colleges in the late 19th century with his elective system, which allowed undergraduates to study their interests and narrow their field of study at the graduate level. Later, a Common Core emerged to structure broad and unfocused learning, inspiring a desire for learning in students. The benefits of a liberal education teach people to think logically and solve problems while emphasizing writing, speaking, and building a logical sequence of thoughts to produce compelling arguments. In essence, a liberal education establishes a framework for logical, disciplined thinking, opening doors for exploration while offering structured emphasis on critical writing, speaking, and thinking, which provide an adequate preparation for life and work. Negative impact of research university model on liberal arts education. Most U.S. colleges follow the research university model, whereby professors are incentivized to conduct research rather than teaching. This has led to undergraduate courses mirroring faculty research topics instead of offering broader learning. Liberal arts education, which relies on small group teaching, has been most impacted. Harvard professors now hand out top grades at double the rate of a few decades ago to focus on research. A liberal education is supposed to equip people with skills for multiple jobs, not just their first. This book argues that the system of higher education in the U.S. has worsened since Charles Eliot's time. The value of liberal education. According to a recent survey, 74% of employers consider a good liberal education as the ideal option for students. The reason is that they seek individuals with critical thinking, problem solving, and learning abilities, which are inherent skills taught in liberal arts colleges. However, many graduates fall short in showcasing these skills, and instead, firms tend to show a preference for hiring engineering majors or college athletes based on their discipline and work ethic. Regardless, the primary emphasis of liberal arts colleges continues to be character building, rooted in their religious origins. Jefferson's vision of education for all. Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams believed that a learned populace was essential for democracy. Jefferson, in particular, advocated for free education for all, as it creates a natural aristocracy of the brightest learners, regardless of background. He warned that failing to fund education from the public purse would lead to an unnatural aristocracy, where only the wealthy could afford a leadership education. Today, the U.S. is moving towards this unnatural aristocracy, as college tuition fees have risen over 1,200% since 1978, with only the wealthiest students attending top colleges. The fear of unemployment and underemployment has led to the widespread belief that a liberal arts degree is of little value compared to a science degree. However, Jefferson argued that it is the rigor and discipline of science education that impresses employers the most, not the specific subject matter. E-learning revolution. The popularity of e-learning has led to the availability of massive open online courses, MOOCs, at low costs, making it accessible to millions around the world. While universities focused on sports and small educational institutions, MOOCs generated real-time data for proper analysis of course adjustments, ensuring greater personalization for participants. The courses may not fully replace the overall college experience of attending an elite school, but they may provide high-quality, credentialed college education to millions globally. Test scores and innovation. US, Sweden, and Israel reward risk-taking, while China, Singapore, and South Korea produce fewer entrepreneurs. International scholastic tests show that since the 1960s, U.S. students have consistently performed poorly. However, the U.S. has led the world in innovation during this same time period. Oddly, other nations known for innovation and entrepreneurship, like Sweden and Israel, also score low on these tests. Conversely, countries like Singapore, South Korea, and China have strong test scores but generate lower levels of innovation despite their robust economies. The more restrictive cultures of these countries produce fewer risk-takers, adventurers, and business creators. In Western culture, the pursuit of knowledge is a revered value, where knowledge is free-flowing and unregulated. This, in part, is what has made the U.S. a global leader in advancements in science, health, technology, and social sciences. It has also resulted in better forms of government and economic management. Government values that embrace the liberal arts principles help to form societies that respect human nature, leading to longer, healthier, and prosperous lives. In contrast, regimes that try to control knowledge must turn to coercion, fear, violence, and bribery to maintain power. Regardless of one's profession, it's critical to have the ability to write clearly, cleanly, and reasonably quickly, as clear communication is invaluable in life. Value of a liberal arts education. The liberal arts education may not offer technical skills for specific jobs, but it prepares you for a varied and successful career. In a constantly changing world, the combination of engineering, arts, and sciences has the highest market value. The best argument for a liberal arts education lies in its ability to provide a foundation for thinking and learning, which enables individuals to gain skills for the rest of their careers. In today's work world, the demand is for people who can compose, write, design, create, calculate, analyze, and code. Technical skills combined with flexibility and creativity pay tremendous dividends in the job market. A liberal arts education offers a broad-based education that equips individuals for a successful career. Pressure and competition for young people. Today's young people face intense pressure and competition as they strive for success in a rapidly changing world. With a focus on college, career, and financial stability, they are inspired by tech industry moguls and driven by influential adults like parents, teachers, and politicians. However, this push for success may come at a cost, as students are discouraged from exploring the humanities and expanding their critical thinking skills. It's important to recognize the unique challenges and opportunities facing this generation and support their development in all areas of learning. Beyond math and science. Emulating Asian nations in math and science may not be the best strategy to bridge the education gap. The difference in test scores between US and Chinese 15-year-olds does not stem from inherent cultural or systematic superiority. Rather, it results from extended hours of memorization-based learning in Asia. The West should focus on encouraging cross-disciplinary thinking, creativity, and dissent, which are cultural strengths, to produce more intellectually free students. The rising costs of education should not hinder young people's enjoyment of studying the arts, music, painting, history, and poetry, a dream long anticipated by their ancestors.
Contrary to the opinion of some parents and politicians, a liberal arts education is still valuable in today's world. The book reveals that employers continue to seek qualities such as critical thinking, problem solving, and adaptability, which are essential components of a liberal education. In an era that promotes constant innovation and creativity, the combination of the arts and sciences has never been more crucial. While the U.S. education system faces challenges such as rising tuition costs and the growth of e-learning, it is important to continue fostering intellectual freedom and cross-disciplinary learning that empowers young generations to think, write, and speak critically and creatively.